Live from downtown Detroit, Local 4 News at 6 starts now.
He was an American being held prisoner in Saudi Arabia. He is back home tonight. Topping Local 4 News at 6. A few days after Mohammed Salem was detained in Saudi Arabia last month, his family contacted the press.
And they say that definitely helped the Melvindale man gain his freedom. Jason Colthorpe was there today as he walked through Metro Airport on his way home, Jason.
Yeah, he was very happy. And getting that news out of his arrest not only helped him get home sooner, but it helped keep him safe while in custody. Mohammed Salem of Melvindale walking into Detroit Metro Airport after about a month of being held in Saudi Arabia.
He's very happy to be back and
back to the
this
United
country.
States of America.
This is a beautiful country.
The 63-year-old Salem was on a pilgrimage to Mecca with his sons, and while in line at the sacred building of Kaaba, he lost his temper when they cut the line off to get in. His attorneys say he said if it weren't for Mecca, we'd burn this entire country down. That was enough for authorities there to take him into custody. They say early on he was worried he could be beheaded.
Of course he was nervous. Of course he was terrified. But he said it was this American passport.
This is power.
This American passport rescued him.
He grew more nervous when he was moved to Daban Central Prison and for a day or so was treated worse than the terror suspects housed there. Then the American ambassador intervened and things improved.
في حمايتهم حماية حقوقهم.
America protects the freedoms. It protects the innocent, and he is an innocent man.
Salem credits the U.S. ambassador and his lawyers here at home for making his arrest public and making it possible for him to be released.
Thank you.
Yeah, talking about his American passport there. Salem's sons are still in Saudi Arabia, not being detained, but they are there. And Salem says he's not worried about that because they're American.
Okay, Jason, thank you. WNBA star Brittany Griner is on her way home from Russia thanks to a prisoner swap. But there's been no such deal to free Metro Detroiter Paul Whelan.
Yeah, the swap involving Griner happened at an airport in the United Arab Emirates. Russian state TV put out footage showing Griner sitting on a plane and then the exchange as it occurred on the tarmac. Griner flying to Texas where she'll receive care at a medical facility. Heading back to Russia is Victor Bout, an arms dealer known as the Merchant of Death, who was serving a 25-year sentence in the U.S.
After President Biden made the announcement this morning, we heard from Brittany Griner's wife. She expressed her gratitude, but also her sympathy for the family of Whelan, who's been imprisoned on spying accusations for nearly 4 years.
Today, my family is whole, but as you all are aware, there's so many other families who are not whole. And so BG's not here to say this, but I will gladly speak on her behalf and say that BG and I will remain committed to the work of getting every American home, including Paul, whose family is in our hearts today. As we celebrate BG being home, we do understand that there are still people out here who are enduring what I endured the last 9 months of missing tremendously their loved ones.
Now, throughout his imprisonment, we've rarely had the chance to hear from Paul Whelan himself.
Today, though, he was able to speak by phone with CNN. He says he is disappointed and confused.
I'm happy that Brittany is going home today and that Trevor went home when he did. But I don't understand why I'm still sitting here. My bags are packed. I'm ready to go home. I just need an airplane to come and get me.
Paul Whelan's lawyer in Russia claims there are already negotiations underway on another prisoner swap, but that has not yet been confirmed by any official source.
A Westland teen is in a hospital with serious injuries after being hit by an SUV while on her way to school this morning. Tonight, Westland police say they believe they found the hit-and-run driver responsible. Local 4's Rod Maloney is live with the latest on this story. Rod.
Yeah, Kimberly, this is so terribly sad. A young woman, in fact, her entire family's life is utterly shattered as she merely walked to school, the driver hitting her and then leaving her behind without ever knowing what really happened. Westland police say today they spent the day looking for the vehicle. They say they found it and they've made the arrest. Sky 4 shows us the intersection of Newburgh and Marquette ended up closed for hours this morning as investigators did what they could to gather any clues after the crash. The intersection is just a few blocks away from John Glenn High, which is where the 15-year-old girl was headed just before 6:45 this morning. Newburgh is a busy north-south road, but the area around Marquette is largely residential, and the light does not have a crosswalk signal. Not that it would have much mattered. Westland police say the driver of a dark-colored compact SUV heading southbound blew the red light and hit the child in the middle of the street. Initial reports say she was breathing but unconscious. EMTs brought her to St. Mary's Hospital in Livonia, where she remains in serious condition. Gary Singel lives on Marquette and says this accident is sadly unsurprising.
People don't stop. They blow this light right here. You can sit here any time of the day and just watch them go through it, one after another after another.
He said he even drove his kids to school so they wouldn't have to cross here.
This person that was hit today, I pray that they're going to be okay.
Westland police are not saying where or when they found the damaged vehicle or where the driver is from, but they are saying they're preparing a case to send to Prosecutor Kim Worthy's office. Now, the high schoolers that go to John Glenn, many of them probably saw the road closed down, the police activity there. It had to have been disconcerting at best. And so they have brought in counselors to the students there. They had them at the school there today. Back to you.
Brett, I'm wondering, what do the neighbors have to say about the amount of traffic on that part of Newburgh?
Well, one of the things they say is that it's always busy on Newburgh anyway, but they say since I-275 has been basically shut down to one lane, it's increased by, they say, at least tenfold, making matters worse there.
Yeah. Okay, Rod, thanks.
Here was the video that went viral so quickly, showing street racers doing donuts in a ring of fire on 7 Mile Road. Detroit police now saying, though, that they've made an arrest. Grant Herms live at Detroit Police Headquarters with the newest developments here. Grant.
Well, Devin, police here at DPD say that they acted quickly when that video went viral. The chief calling in investigators immediately Monday morning. They said they, quote, brought out the big guns to track down these suspects and this suspect that they've now arrested, who could be facing a lengthy list of criminal charges.
We are actively investigating to identify a lot of people involved in that incident.
Police not releasing the name of the 31-year-old Detroiter they've arrested, but it is the first announced arrest in an incident that went viral on social media. Drivers on Sunday night captured at the intersection of 7 Mile and Greenfield doing donuts, and then a man appeared to pour gasoline in a circle, lighting it on fire. A dangerous situation for everyone there, with the potential for federal consequences.
Lighting fires and, okay, we're going to make it a circle of death. I think there's some strong felony repercussions.
Police say the officers, seen not rushing in, were afraid for their own safety and worked to make sure everyone there was able to leave safely. But a spectator fleeing from the scene did hit a police cruiser on the way out.
These certain individuals that want to take over a street, come out there for whatever reason, get more social media likes, and put everybody, themselves, but everybody else in that type of jeopardy and danger.
Today, DPD also issuing a warning for spectators who stood by and watched as the dangerous evening unfolded.
Spectating is also as punishable as being the driver occupants of those vehicles.
An arrest made in what's become a common issue in the heart of Detroit. And police are still looking for others involved in this incident. And again, they are stressing that these kinds of stunts are dangerous, not just for drivers and passengers, but for those around them. And as we just heard, they could also be criminal. Back to you.
Grant, what do we know about the driver who was arrested?
Well, that driver is a 31-year-old Detroit man, which is an interesting piece to this puzzle because over the summer, DPD had issued a warning to drivers coming from outside of the city to do these kinds of stunts. But obviously tonight, we are learning that this is a Detroit native and they're still looking for more suspects. Devin?
All right, Grant. A new development tonight in the criminal case against U of M football star Mazi Smith.
As part of a plea bargain, Smith is pleading guilty to a simple charge, or I should say a single charge, of attempted possession of a loaded weapon while in a motor vehicle. That's a misdemeanor. He's set to be sentenced on the 29th, 2 days before the Wolverines take on TCU in the Fiesta Bowl. We reached out to U of M, and the university has no new comment on the plea deal.
Secretary of State Jocelyn Benson is confirming tonight her office has been served a subpoena in connection with an investigation of former President Trump. Subpoena was received yesterday. Comes after Wayne County and counties in other battleground states were served. Special counsel Jack Smith is overseeing the Justice Department's investigation into classified documents that were found at Trump's Florida estate and key parts of an investigation into the January 6th riot at the U.S. Capitol. All the states and counties subpoenaed are places that former President Trump and his allies targeted in their efforts to overturn the election results.
All right, a dry night across Metro Detroit as we take a live look here at the Christmas tree. Campus Martius there.
Lovely scene. We do have some snow, though, on the way. Forewarned meteorologist Kim Adams with what to expect. Hey, Kim.
Hey, well, it's just a little bit of snow, enough to kind of set the scene here in Metro Detroit for the weekend. 40 degrees in Detroit, 36 in Howell, 35 in Pontiac, 39 in Adrian. Temperatures now are right where they should be for this time of year for the most part. 35 in Pontiac, 37 in Mount Clemens, 40 at City Airport and Metro, 39 in Ann Arbor, and also in Monroe. If it feels a little colder today than it was yesterday, it is by about 5 to 10 degrees in most areas. 10 degrees colder right now than it was at this same time yesterday out in Howell. Clouds and radar, not much going on. It's nice and quiet. So as we head through the evening hours, it will be dry. We'll keep that dry weather through your morning commute. It's after about 2, 3 o'clock in the afternoon that we'll start to see those snow showers approach. Temperatures are going to be in the upper 30s, so we could likely see some rain mixing in at times as well. We're not expecting much in the way of accumulation. It's more the timing of when we get the snow or rain-snow mix. It's during that evening commute, so we're going to talk more about that and what it means for the end of the work week, plus your weekend forecast straight ahead.